Alright, I've been wanting to talk about this since the first Christmas Prince movie was released on Netflix. Turns out, nobody cared. But the perfect place to rant about stuff no one cares about is the internet. Now, immediately upon seeing A Christmas Prince for the first time back when it was first released, in almost every scene I would say to myself, wow, this is just A Crown for Christmas with a better budget. For those of you who do not know, A Crown for Christmas was and is a Hallmark Christmas movie that came out a few years ago. I don't know exactly how long ago, I forget, but I was still in high school, so that was a while ago. And yours truly stumbled upon this interesting movie one fine December because I am a sucker. For a long time, I actually remembered A Crown for Christmas being the better movie, in my opinion, but upon rewatching it to make this video, I discovered that I was totally right. However, there are things I noticed that its better budget ripoff actually improved upon, and we are going to be discussing that today. Was this a necessary video to make? Probably not. But you know what? A lot of people probably don't even know that A Crown for Christmas is a movie, and that should be corrected. So with that intro out of the way, let's get started. Both follow a young woman from New York, which both movies really want you to know, with a creative personality, go to a small European country and end up working for the royal family, taking care of the princess, who of course doesn't like her at first. They begin to fall in love with the king/prince, while a bitchy royal ex-girlfriend schemes to be with the monarch while being jealous/suspicious of the main chick, and another member of the household helps her. There's an uptight black-clad head of household, a fun snowball fight with the love interest, bonding over dead relatives, horseback riding of some kind. God, does royalty in movies ever have another hobby besides horseback riding? A Christmas Eve ball that the main chick is inexplicably invited to, where they make a grand entrance in their pretty dress. They dance with the love interest, and it's so romantic. Everything falls apart at the ball, until things eventually turn out okay, all the family issues are resolved within the monarchy, and there's a kiss in the snow at the end. Okay, so you see what I'm talking about when I say these movies are weirdly similar? Anyway, A Crown for Christmas stars Winnie from the Wonder Years, and that's about the only person of note. A Christmas Prince stars Rose McIver, who you may know from iZombie, and Anthony Rivers from The White Queen. Am I the only person who watched that show? Because if so, that's a shame, because it's awesome. Seriously, check it out. Anyway, there are actually a few important differences between these two films despite their similarities. So, starting with number one. When the main protagonist, Allie, in A Crown for Christmas starts working for the royals, she's working as a governess to the daughter of the king and is hired as a governess, unlike in A Christmas Prince, where Amber is pretending to be a tutor to the sister of the prince. And there's that whole "you lied to me" moment at the end, which I really hate because it's so overdone and lame at this point. Okay, side note, it also doesn't really make sense in this movie because Princess Emily finds out about Amber's secret pretty early on and makes her promise to write the truth, so why didn't she just explain to Richard that, whatever. But I will say that the stakes aren't as high in A Crown for Christmas because they make it clear the monarchy isn't a super legit government position.
This union was arranged by the throne.
Aren't you the throne?
No, I just sit on it. Apparently the monarchy's only popular when we're getting married or having babies.
Whereas in A Christmas Prince, the stakes are a lot higher and there's plot outside the romance. I don't know if that's good or bad because in universe, Richard doesn't seem very good at his job, but not my problem. Okay, and the second thing, I mentioned earlier there's a bad guy, other woman in both movies, and in A Crown for Christmas it's Lady Celia, and in A Christmas Prince it's Lady Sophia, and they both are pretty generic, wrong girl for the love interest characters, but in A Crown for Christmas she has a little more bearing on the plot. Celia is engaged to the king, Max, and is threatened by Allie since she's lost Max to another woman before, so she does kind of stand in the way of the main couple being together. She's also getting help from, the douchey prime minister guy who wants them married for political reasons and image and whatever. Where in A Christmas Prince, Sophia just comes off as more of a way to have another chick catfighting with the protagonist. Richard is not even remotely interested in her, and since Simon, who BTW is like the best character in the whole franchise, is already working against Richard to take the throne, she seems in the long run super unnecessary. Alright, moving on to point number 3. Both movies use that trope of the princess being a handful, driving away their governess or tutor or whatever, a la Nanny McPhee. They've eaten the baby! But in A Christmas Prince, Emily turns on Amber's side pretty damn quick. I'm not gonna act like it took a lot of time in A Crown for Christmas for the princess to warm up to Allie either, but in A Christmas Prince, she plays like one prank on her, and after one conversation, they're BFFs. I mean, geez, it took longer in The Sound of Music. Point number 4 for me is actually more of a personal preference kind of point. Truthfully, I found Allie's and Princess Theodora's relationship in A Crown for Christmas so compelling, and I really appreciated that relationship was just as significant to the story as the actual romance. I mean, Amber and Emily have a nice relationship, and they have a few really nice moments, but there was something so much more deep and strangely touching for a Hallmark movie about Allie and Princess Teddy's relationship. It to me felt more like a genuine love between them, whereas Amber and Emily's relationship seems like just a close friendship.
I lost my mum. Now I'm losing my father. To her.
You won't lose him, Teddy.
They're sending me away. He's going to forget all about me.
He won't. You are pretty darn unforgettable.
Just in general, I feel like A Crown for Christmas is a lot more emotionally driven. Allie ends up also creating sweet bonds with the rest of the staff, and at least for me, it makes the whole Christmas aspect of the story more relevant than it probably is in A Christmas Prince. It also probably helps that A Crown for Christmas's plot is a lot less convoluted than A Christmas Prince's plot. So it's easier to keep the focus on the plot being more about Christmas. Because as nice as the Christmas aesthetic is in A Christmas Prince, and it is, you can't tell me if you took out Christmas from the title and the movie, it would really change much. All right, last point. In A Christmas Prince, there's this really effed up sexist law that Emily can't inherit the throne because she's a girl. And I get they needed it to exist for Simon's motivations to make sense, but it's still kind of messed up. That's not the case in A Crown for Christmas, just saying. But A Christmas Prince was a lot prettier, so if you're fantasizing about the whole fairy tale dream, this one's probably the one most people are going to like more. So that was my opinion. Take what you want.